The M1 iPad Pro sent a shockwave through the tablet world. Apple took what was already considered by some to be the best tablet around and made it even better. It's more powerful with the M1 chip. They gave it up to 2 terabytes of faster storage, more RAM, a better display, a thunderbolt port, new camera features, and they added 5G. So what can Samsung do to stay in the game? Don't hit me. First, they should continue to improve performance. Apple made it pretty tough with the extremely powerful M1 chip, so I expect Samsung to upgrade the Snapdragon 865 to the newer 888. Personally, I found that the 2020 iPad Pro and the Tab S7 Plus have plenty of power for what I do, so that's not a huge requirement for me, but Samsung needs to keep pushing the envelope and give developers as many resources as possible to work with. This will allow for more advanced apps and for better games. And this brings me to the second point, which is added RAM. The Tab S7 Plus offered 8 gigabytes of RAM if you opted for the 256 or 512 gig storage options. And that was 2 more than the 6 gigs on the 2020 iPad Pro. Now the new iPad Pro starts with 8 gigs of RAM, and you can go all the way up to 16 if you upgrade to the 1 or 2 terabyte options. It'll be interesting to see what Samsung will do here because they will need to at least match Apple here to keep up. Or maybe not, we'll come back to that later. Now as far as storage, the Tab S7 Plus came with 3 options, 128, 256, and 512 gigs. And I'm curious to see if Samsung goes up to 1 terabyte with the new model. It's still not gonna be as much as the M1 iPad Pro, but the Tab S7 tablets come with a micro SD card slot, which usually supports up to a 1 terabyte card. So technically you could achieve the same maximum capacity for a lot less money. Now the M1 iPad Pro would still have the advantage in terms of performance, but it comes down to how many users actually need this higher performance versus users who just want more storage at a lower price. Moving on, the next thing I want to see Samsung do is continue to improve DeX. DeX is one of my absolute favorite features on all my Samsung tablets because it lets me use the tablet with more of a laptop-like interface. I can use a mouse and a keyboard, I have desktop icons, a taskbar, outstanding multitasking features, and full external display support. This is definitely an area where Samsung has an advantage over Apple's iPads, and I think it would be smart to double down on their strengths and continue to push ahead. And by the way, if you've used DeX before, let me know in the comment section what features you'd like to see added. Now this brings me to one of Samsung's challenges, the apps. And I think for the average consumer, the one who isn't doing photo and video editing, the Google Play Store has plenty of excellent apps for everything from productivity, note-taking, gaming, file management, and social media. And of course, all of the popular streaming apps. Where some people criticize Android tablets is when it comes to creative apps like Affinity Photos or LumaFusion, both of which I own, use, and really like. I end up using Lightroom on my Tab S7 Plus, and it would be really cool to have a full version of Photoshop. But if you ask me, Samsung should develop an awesome video editing app, like something to rival LumaFusion. So many people, and young people in particular, are editing video. And it might be for YouTube or TikTok or any other social media platform, it doesn't really matter. But if you could create a tool that's easy to use, give them built-in features to help their videos stand out, and then at the same time allow for more advanced editing with multiple tracks, that could be the type of feature that an entire user group can rally around. Now, the next improvement I'd like to see from Samsung has to do with the Bookcover Keyboard. Apple didn't improve their Magic Keyboard, so they simply released a white version. And if you watch my Tab S7 Plus versus the 2020 iPad Pro comparison, you saw that there are some features that I liked better about Samsung's Bookcover Keyboard. I like that the back is detachable and still offers protection, and I like that the S Pen is protected during transport. And at the same time, the keys on the Magic Keyboard are better and the trackpad is more responsive and more accurate. Now this is a real opportunity for improvement, so use better keys, improve the trackpad, and also make it so that when I detach the keyboard, I can attach it the other way and still fold it back. Like, I actually really like the fact that I can use it like this without the keyboard, but that would allow me to still use it in tablet mode and not leave my keyboard behind. Now, if you've gotten value from this video so far, give it a thumbs up. It lets me know what kind of content you like so that I can make more of it. And I still see that over 90% of you are new viewers. So hit that subscribe button. Now next, and I think I'm gonna get pushback on this, but hear me out. Like, I'd like to see more ports. And I know some people think it might look strange, but when I'm holding the Tab S7 Plus in portrait mode or vertically, I don't really see the top or the bottom. So that's not gonna bother me. And then when I'm watching content or I'm using it in landscape or horizontal mode, again, I wanna be able to attach two accessories or to be able to charge it from both sides. I also want a 3.5mm headphone jack because when I'm gaming, I always use a headset and I don't want to mess around with adapters. And speaking of gaming, that brings me to the next point. Samsung needs to hype the Xbox Game Pass app a lot more than they do. You can literally play Madden with a controller on a 120Hz display and get a fantastic user experience. And you can do this anywhere. No console, no PC, just portable cloud gaming anywhere you want. So I think it would be smart of Samsung to actively go after this segment, which continues to grow every year. Now, one issue that you may run into with all these resource intensive games is battery life. This is an area where as a user, I'm willing to compromise form factor for function, meaning make the tablet slightly bigger or even thicker if it means significantly improving battery life. I don't need a thinner tablet. I just want it to work for longer. I'm always gonna carry a portable charger with me if I know I can't plug in, but I'm never gonna complain about having too much battery life. Also, when we couple this new tablet with the Snapdragon 888, which should be more efficient, I'm just curious to see what Samsung can do here. Now, another area where I think Samsung can make an improvement is with the camera system. And most of the time I don't focus on cameras with my tablets because I end up just using my phone. But if Samsung can add 2 of the 3 cameras that we saw in the S21 Plus, and then add features like Director's View, that would be super nice. And if you're not familiar with Director's View, it basically lets you use the rear-facing cameras, and then while recording, you can switch from one camera to the other. You can also use the front-facing camera and then record yourself at the same time. This is a great feature when you want to show something and then capture yourself speaking about it at the same time. The next thing I want to talk about is going to be the biggest deal, and it might also be the most controversial: the ecosystem. Now, one of the nice things that Apple has going for it is the ecosystem. Like, since they make the phones, the tablets, watches, laptops, and desktops, and they also make the operating system, it's easier for them to create an extremely streamlined user experience. Now, the challenge for Samsung is that they don't make Windows or Android. So where does that leave them? Now, we're already seeing improved functionality in the Galaxy ecosystem, and I would focus on user experience. Go after things that users with multiple devices would benefit from. And like I said, we're already starting to see this. Things like automatically switching audio on the Galaxy Buds as you move from device to device, app continuity, which lets you continue a mobile phone browsing session on a tablet, or you can start a note on one device and then continue it on another. And we'll also have the ability to share the tablet keyboard with your smartphone. It's not something that I can really see myself doing, but it's a step in the right direction. Then finally, Quick Share, which is Samsung's response to Apple's AirDrop. And it's designed to help you quickly share files with nearby devices. As these features continue to integrate and improve with Samsung laptops, we're getting a more complete ecosystem. Now moving on, let's talk about the price. And this is where I'm curious to see what Samsung does. I'm assuming the S8 Plus will be less expensive than the M1 iPad Pro, but it'll be very interesting to see where it's positioned. We're likely to get a Tab S8 as well, and I wonder if Samsung is going to give it a Super AMOLED display this year or keep it as a differentiator. Of course, Samsung always includes the S Pen, which adds a ton of value over the $130 second generation Apple Pencil, so you're getting more for your money. Let me know what you think Samsung will do and what you're hoping to get with the new S8 Plus and S8. Hopefully this video was helpful. Click on my face to subscribe and then watch one of these videos. You know what I always say, buy it nice or buy it twice. Good luck and see you soon.